Hey everyone! I hope you guys enjoyed those videos. I love those videos. I had like 6 more in there. I had to trim them down. I mean, we're going to talk about editing here. It's so difficult to do it, but all of those are videos that I love looking at. They inspire me. When it comes to video production, I feel like we need to be making stuff that is fun to watch, like eye candy, but also stuff that is informative. I mean, that's what we're going for. We're wanting to inform about our companies. We're wanting to inform about what we do, but we're wanting to do it in a way that people want to watch the stuff that we do. So the stuff that we just looked at, the stuff, if you're in here right now, we've got a few people. This stuff that we were just looking at, it's mass-produced stuff. It's like those are big visions, big budgets. But what we're going to look at here today is how you can be doing the same type of thing, because you're probably, if you're watching that, feeling emotions whenever those images were coming at you, those spectacular images. And we want to see how can we create that same type of emotion on a shorter budget. So how are you going to create your corporate video? There's lots of different types of videos that you can make. And how can you do that without breaking your budget? I am Nathan Velasquez, and this is a Team Real World Foxtail production webinar about how you can make corporate videos without breaking your budget. Thank you guys very much for joining me. I hope you guys are ready. In this webinar, we're going to learn 2 elements and 2 strategies that will help you make every single video powerful and, most importantly, really cut your production time by at least 30%. At the beginning, that is very important, learning those skills. At the end, I'm going to give you a link to all of the resources that I'm going to present to you and a free download to the one tool that helps me cut my production time by, I say 30%, quite honestly, it's probably like 35, 40%. It's the stuff that we're going to be looking at here is really going to help in the long run with that type of thing. So focus and stay with me. You do not want to miss on what we're going to be covering. And I'll tell you a little bit about me in a minute, but mainly think of where you are going to be in 3 months once you learn these techniques. Okay, this is not something that you'll have tomorrow ready to go. It'll take some time, but that's all right. I mean, with anything, there are a lot of elements of what we're going to be going through, but you'll get them, you'll practice them, and you guys are going to do great. Ask any questions that you want. Our team is taking them down in the chat, and we're going to go through those towards the end. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover the #1 trap that most videographers and video teams fall into that waste thousands of dollars and still not produce good videos. How to tie in your message and your video genre together early to make your videos more impacting. That means 2 sides of the same coin. All right, messages and genres, we'll get into that a little bit later, but pretty much what I'll say right now, message always comes first, genre always comes second, but none is more important than the other. They have to go together, but that order is very important. We'll also learn how to make great videos without spending so much on equipment, because if you put that cart before the horse, then you are going to be you're going to be in a little bit of trouble, and you're going to be a lot of hours into something that you'll realize you're not all that sure about. We're also going to go over the software that you need and the training that you can get to attend to get up and running even faster than if you were to go about this on your own by just looking at stuff on Google. I'm Nathan Velasquez. I've been a video producer and a creative director for the past 12 years. The last 6 I've done so professionally. I'm the president of Foxtail Productions. I've designed, written, filmed, and collaborated on well over 150 videos and short films, logged several hours across multiple industries, working on several different kinds of content, and quite honestly had a great time doing it. I love video production. Video production is outstanding. I come from this really through a love of movies, of film. At LSU, I was a film reviewer for the LSU Reveille. Back last year, I actually won a contest, 1 out of 500 young directors to attend the Cannes Film Festival. That was an absolute time of my life. I was featured in like a short spread in the 225 magazine as a local filmmaker that was able to attend the festival. The things that I learned there are absolutely invaluable. Also, for the past year and a half, I've been the video producer of Off the Bench. You can listen on 104.5. It's a really fantastic show. And these are just a few of the clients that I'm really honored to have worked with. I feel like I've been able to do work with them that blends artistry and information in a way that, I hope that I can help you guys learn a little bit on how to do today. So a few of the things that I've learned, whether you're working on a video for your company, department, products and services, team and culture, or yourself, is that the strategies that we're going to look at today are really, really essential, because if you don't get this stuff down, primarily the messaging that you're going to be learning, then you're going to be poking around in the dark. You're going to think that you're having fun, but you're going to realize that you're going to waste a lot of time and you're going to break your budget. And with video production, the budget is really the most important thing. So let's see how we can do that in a way that is smart. Video producers, this is what we're working with. This is what most advertising, anyone doing advertising, is that we're getting bombarded with advertisement everywhere. A recent study shows that we see from 4,000 to 10,000 brand advertisements per day. Think about it. You watch sports, you watch TV, you look at your phone, you drive downtown, you don't even drive downtown, you drive anywhere. You're looking at thousands and thousands of ads on a daily basis without even knowing that you're doing it. Tonight, go home, make dinner. You're going to make something. You'll realize you're looking at maybe 15 brands with every single drawer that you open. And that's tough. It's not that that's doing it without you trying to see those. Just imagine what it's like if you're trying to get one little message through in that one moment when someone's just scrolling through Facebook while they're at work. Thankfully, when we're talking about videos, we're talking about something that is so powerful. You can use blogs, you can use photos, you can use graphics that you put online, but videos, people love watching videos. You guys, I bet a few of you watched a few videos before y'all came on this webinar. You may have a great piece of static content, like a blog. Let's say you have a fantastic blog. I love reading blogs. I've read a few blogs today. But just because you have one great piece of content, let's say you have a great playing card, something that I would say probably several people will look at, a few will probably even remember that piece of content years to come. It'll be a big part of their career. But in terms of the amount of people that you're reaching, a video in a recent Facebook study was shown to have 5 times longer watching time than any other type of static content. So really think about taking the message that you have. If you can learn the techniques that go into making a video for your company, something that you can do in-house, think about what you'll be doing online, what your presence will be like if your company is being seen by 5 times as many people every single week, just because you learn the skills behind putting a 1-minute video out every single week. That's lots of people that are going to be looking at you. Videos are a winning hand, and you have to make them count, and today's strategies will make sure that you can do that. But most people fall into this terrible trap. I'm going to admit, I have done this. I know no one in this industry that does not do this at some point. So please, equipment. You purchase equipment, and if you do that first, then you're going to try and get your videos to fit into that. So I know that it is so much fun to look at all the equipment that you could potentially own, and you will get there, and we'll get there soon. But I would say for right now, let's put that at the back of our minds. Getting this right now is what's going to kill budgets. It's what kills production time. I'll get into that a little bit more. I want you to keep that in mind before we really get going. The amount of time and money that you're going to save by waiting on getting a camera, waiting on getting audio equipment, lights is not worth getting that stuff right now. So here's how we're going to go through things today. There are 4 central pieces to all of this. You have the message, you have the type or the genre, you have equipment, and then you have software. Notice equipment is number 3. We'll go through the message and the genre, and really that's what you need to do in your own process before you decide what camera you're going to be putting in your company. Do not make equipment decisions until you've gone through 1 and 2, or you jeopardize your message, and it's going to impact your videos. You'll be able to tell a difference in quality between places that wait on that type of thing and places that go ahead and just get it right before they even decide what they want to do. You waste a lot of money in the process. A lot of people downplay the genre of the video, but after today, I hope you won't do that either. So this is what we're going to talk about when it comes to the message and the genre. This is the both sides of the coin. The one side of the coin is the message. The other side of the coin is the genre or the type of video. So your message and your type go hand in hand. These two elements is what people respond to. Think about how mentally people are going to go with your message. That might be, think of your slogan, like the bones to what it is that people are going to be watching. And then the type of video that you make is the emotional stuff. I mean, right now I would say think about things like music or the color or how fast it's moving. Is it funny? Is it sad? That type of thing. You think about, you share it with friends on Facebook and you go, wow, this video moved me to tears, or I watched it 3 times because I just can't stop laughing. But that's the thing. What are the terms? How are we going to do this? It's a lot of moving pieces. So let's go ahead and just dive in. Let's dive in with the message. Okay. So what is your message? You might be making this video because you want to have a YouTube series that's just about you. You might be doing this for your company. All of the questions apply. Who are you talking to? What is your audience? Okay, you are talking to a different person with the services and things that you offer than someone who delivers food, someone like waiter. What is it that you're trying to say to those people? Not what services are you trying to highlight and put on a postcard. What is it really that you are able to provide them that'll make their lives better? Whenever you are telling your message, what do you want them to feel? You say your message to them, sure, they'll read it, they'll know the, the economics of what it is that you provide that'll help them. But if you do what you do well and you love what you do, then you know that you impact people's lives and you make people's lives easier. Let them feel that emotion. And then what's the goal of the video? Every single video needs to have its own goal. Think about large brands that you love that you see every single day. They do lots of things. Think of a store that sells, or a company that makes incredible products. No video that they put out is talking about all products. It's always about one. It's always about one product. So for you, if you offer services, make each video about a service, but get what the goal is exactly for every video. And then what is the one thing that you want your audience to take away? That pretty much stems from the goal. So here are a few things that I've produced. I just want to take through so you can see this is like, these are productions that have happened more locally, not huge brands. This is one for Buddy Amoroso. He was running for Metro Council a few years back for re-election. And he had a lot of things he wanted to talk about. The biggest things he was running on was traffic, crime, and flooding. But the thing is, you can't really have one video talking about all those things. So we brainstormed a few things, and we realized the thing that he was mostly about was his experience giving him the tools that he needs to make people accountable in a way that a businessman in the Metro Council is able to do. So that allows us, like here, you see different things. We made several videos for his campaign, and that allowed us to touch on the different topics. Another video that was really incredible to work on was the LSU School of Music. What they're about over there is giving real-world experience to their students. And the way that they do that is by bringing in alumni who have succeeded in the industry, and so that when they leave, the modern expectations of their industry make it so that they're already ahead of people who have been there for years. So you can see there, we decided to take several different sides of the school, not every side, but sides that really showed in a visual way. And that's one thing I want you to consider when thinking about a message is, what do you do in your company that is visually able to show how you do what you do in a way that is really incredible? Next, this was a fundraiser that I did last year when I was accepted into the Cannes Film Festival. This is actually a very easy way to see goal to message. The message, well, let's say the goal was we need funds in order to get to Cannes. The message is that this has been a lifelong dream. And if you talk about your passion for why you do what you do, that will translate into the goal. You don't need to slap people over the head with it. You want to raise $5,000, talk about what it is that you'll do with that money that will help people, and people will respond. Another one here, this is the Black Male Leadership Initiative over at LSU. The goal that they have, send kids to LSU. That's obviously their goal. The message is that they do what they do because it makes the college experience less intimidating for underprivileged children so that they can have an advantage. That's why they get out of bed every single morning. And if you see people doing things that inspire them like that, then you're going to want to help them. This is one that we did for Dixon Smith. And this was one that you could do in maybe a week. You could film this. They wanted people to know that what you buy from their store will live with you for decades to come. So they wanted a video that showed you buy what we're able to offer you, you can make it a part of your lives, and this is what it might possibly feel like. So we made some situations that created the emotion of being at home. And we're very proud of that one. And so it's easy to look at other commercials and say, well, of course their message is easy. You look at someone like Apple and you can think, okay, think different. Of course, they're an incredibly successful company. Getting your message for them is the easiest thing in the world. But it's not, and it's not whenever you're doing it for yourself. So a few steps that you can do to make it easier is get your message down to one phrase. Again, we're talking about why it is that you do what you do and why it is that you're passionate about why you do what you do. So get the message down to one phrase, because remember, everyone's listening to 5,000 to 10,000 advertisements a day, and you need to break through that clutter. And so if you can get it down to a good, succinct way of getting people to listen to you in one phrase, then that's the way you're going to want to go about getting a message. Get several people in for diverse input. You'll find that if you're sitting down by yourself, just writing down different phrases, that you don't have the energy to go about doing what it is that you need in order to get input. So get other people in to listen to you, and don't come up with this alone, because you're going to get frustrated and you're going to realize that you're getting too in your head. You're getting a little bit too maybe afraid of doing what you're doing, and you need to flesh it out. So in a few minutes, we'll show it how it is you're able to make this easier for yourself. So the types of videos that we're going to be looking at, we'll go through that in a second. So how are you able to take the ideas that you have, take the messages that you have, and translate them into different kinds of videos? Okay, so the types of videos are awareness, engagement, and informative. All right, these are a few awareness type videos: team culture, behind the scenes, interviews. And engagement videos are roundups, humorous videos, video emails, and you've got all of these about how you can inform clients about what you do. The ones that we're going to focus on today are interviews, roundups, and case studies. So the type interview and court videos. All right, the key features of these are they give a very straightforward story and a very straightforward message. As you can remember what we said about the LSU School of Music. It's a very straightforward story and message. This is the type of thing with your company that's been around for 5 to 10, 15, 20 years. It's something that lets people inside. Like, why did you start this company? Is it a family company? Why is it that you decided to join? How do you onboard people? It's very straightforward. The emotion is a little bit more serious. It gives motivation for your message. It shows you sitting down, talking to people, saying why do you do what you do in a way that just outlines it very, very clearly. And you're going to have interviews in this. And the interviews need to be made up of, I would say, 9 to 10 very key questions. And you'll use B-roll, which as you see these, you'll see a little bit here, like on the screen. This is footage that was filmed separately that you're not using and not using during an interview. And you kind of sprinkle that on top of the stuff that you're doing, and that is what B-roll is. And then you have a vlog. Now, a vlog, this is one, it's for the best restaurants in San Francisco. The message, crowds are lining up at a great restaurant near you. The great thing about a vlog is that unlike with interviews and unlike with corporate videos, these are ones that you can come out with every week, every other week, and you can get topics that just you are focusing on. So here you go to different restaurants. Let's say you're like a financial company. You advise people on their finances. Find the 5 most successful companies that come to money management in your state. Take some time, drive around, go and visit them. You can see they have even a little credo here. It'd say it would be a crime not to. Come up with a little like fun phrase. It's a good way to make it so that people see you constantly and they get a personality of you. They get like a fun way to engage with who you are and what your company does. It also makes it so that, particularly on social media, people just get another side to who you are. It's difficult. We take for granted the fact that a lot of companies have a personality. We kind of think like that just comes out of nowhere, but it doesn't. You've really got to work on that. So here are some things that you need to have if you want to make a vlog. Do it in the streets. don't just do it in your office. Again, remember, this is very, very informal. You want to get people as involved. You want to get the community as involved as possible. Get as many close-ups of where you're going as possible. Mix it in with interviews. I would say here, really, always invest in good audio. Invest in the best equipment possible. But you need a good microphone here because you're going to be out in lots of places where unexpected things are going to happen. Don't worry about a green screen here. People are very attracted to green screens. Don't worry about a green screen here. You don't need that. You need one person in front of the camera, one person behind the camera, and of course, be aware of your background noise. Make sure you balance it and make sure that you speak up. So, case studies and testimonials. This one, I would say, from a sales perspective, is incredibly powerful. The key features for these videos, actually, let's get the video started first. A few things that I want you to notice first when you're looking at this is that, again, you have interviews here, all right? The interviews are much more focused. You're not going to have as much B-roll like we talked about before, because think about what it's like whenever you're telling someone about a restaurant, or maybe no, when someone's telling you about a restaurant. You hear what they're saying, and that's important, but you want to look into their eyes. You want to see the emotion, like how much do you really believe what you're saying? Get clients that really have had fantastic experiences with you. Get them to show it. Get people in front of the camera that you know. When they talk about what they love, you see what they love. Extroverted personalities, I would say, are best in front of the camera here. It makes it very powerful. It gives confidence to the viewers that your methods are sound through examples and past success stories. You can dissect various topics with these. And here you can actually put it right in the forefront. You don't have to really come up with like a visual allegory for anything, or you don't have to be necessarily fancy with this. Sit them down, say, why is it that you had a great experience with us? And make sure, again, that the B-roll is less than in an interview or in a corporate video. And give clear instructions to your clients when participating in the testimonials that they have to be comfortable, they have to be open. I would say don't instruct them that they have to be comfortable, but just make the mood as comfortable as possible. If it's going to take 45 minutes to get a good interview, then let it last 45 minutes. Make them really feel as at home as they could possibly be. So how are you able to cut your production by 30%? One thing that you'll find whenever you sit down at your computer, you've got all of your footage loaded up, you've got all of the music that you want to use, is that editing takes a lot of time. And editing takes a lot of time usually because you haven't considered what it is you're supposed to be doing on the front end. And what you're supposed to be doing on the front end in the messaging, we talked about, get everything down on paper, get down the terminology, make sure everyone in your company is on the same page. That is important when it comes to messaging. But let's talk about reverse engineering, because like we talked about with equipment, with an idea for a video, you really, really cannot go into it until you know exactly what is going to go into it. So I would say find an inspiring video that you love and start from there. Whenever I pulled the stuff for the video that we were looking at the beginning, I was thinking about the things that I have searched YouTube for close to hours, because I remember I saw this commercial that I loved. And you know what? That commercial right now is going to fit perfectly with what I'm trying to tell my audience. It's not the other way around. It's not, I love this video, I want to make this video because I liked it. You need to make a video that fits with what it is you're trying to say. So find an inspirational video that is close to the type of thing that you're trying to tell your audience, the type of thing that makes you feel the emotion you want others to feel. Reverse engineer it into an outline or one-page production form that I'm about to show you, and then use the skeletons of the video that inspire you and replace the meat with your message, the genres, the topics, the questions, the notes. So you'll use this powerful one-page form that we use to stay focused and move faster. That's one thing that you'll find in production meetings. Like, let's say you're 3 weeks into production on something and everyone has gone away, seen a bunch of different ads that they love. You realize some guy keeps coming in talking about that Geico commercial. Some guy keeps coming in and talking about that Allsafe commercial. That guy keeps wanting to talk about the Sprint commercial that he saw that made him laugh. Get everything down on paper. Notice we've got on here, you've got the message up here. Write the emotions down. Write down exactly what it is. Find a video that you can put a link in a document so that at the beginning of every production meeting, that every single time you send someone on a task to find a little bit of song or a little image that you want to show, they look back at that video. It keeps everyone very focused. You've got things about your messages, awareness. What types of video are you wanting it to look like whenever people watch it? What do you want people to feel? You're dealing with business and emotion at the same time when you're dealing with the video. So treat the emotions like you would treat things happening in your business. So this is all great stuff. We use that production form, and the amount of times on shoots we have been saved because people just can't. It makes sense. People might forget something, and you can refer back to the form. It keeps people's emotions in check the way that I would say maybe an agenda would keep people in check. Go ahead and at the end of this, I'll go ahead and send you a form that will, I'll go ahead and send you that form along with a bunch of other information that we're discussing. So make great videos with low budgets. Eventually, you have to get to the equipment, and the equipment can get pricey. And the thing is, the pricier it gets, the funner it looks. So you can see that you can get a rig. You can buy 7 lenses. You can buy 3 cameras. You can buy a jib. You can buy a few microphones. You can buy a few lights. And before you know it, you're a few $1,000s in. But some people think, in some of the videos that I've shown you now, like were expensive. They were expensive. So people can think, is it even possible? Like I go and I find a car commercial that I love, but I know I don't have $1 million to spend on a car commercial. It is so possible. Like seriously, guys, it is so possible to make videos that do not cost a lot of money. You just need to think beforehand. Think in your meetings that you're having with people, how is it that you're going to do this? A little bit of a story on this video before I show it to you. This is a Super Bowl commercial, okay? Everyone talks about how much money you spend on just getting the airtime for these commercials. This is a Doritos commercial that they sent a contest out to people. They said, get your friends together, shoot a commercial. The one that we like is going to air. This was made by 6 people who decided that they were going to invest in a little bit of equipment and make a funny idea come to life. And Doritos said, you know what? Yeah, we'll show this during the Super Bowl.
Want to try out my time machine? It runs on Doritos.
Sure. So now what?
Gotta put the whole bag in.
Okay.
Yes. Hey, Mr. Smith. Want to try out my time machine? It runs on Doritos.
Sure. So now what?
Gotta put the whole bag in.
Okay.
Yes.
It's really working to me! This is the greatest moment of my life! Get out of my yard! Jimmy, you're so old. It's the future!
Okay, that video is absolutely hilarious. But that thing was made for almost no money at all. All right, here's another one that actually Google got a Hollywood director to edit this together. But this is a Google phone that came out recently, and what they were telling people is, our camera is so good, we're going to ask other people to film things on their own, and we're just going to edit it together.
I heard about this frog. It's a very tiny frog, but it's also very special. If you touch it, your world will change forever. It's blue because it's red, and red because it's blue. Nothing is ever quite the same,
Guys, did you see that just there? It said that it was filmed on a Pixel 3. Like, seriously, what Google said was that we are going to send people the phones, people that have the phones now that kind of got a little bit beforehand, they're going to film things on their own. They're going to send it in. How much money do you think they spent on that? I mean, shipping. They probably spent shipping on that. The message that they have there is so powerful. And yes, they do have a powerful brand, but it's more than that. It's about having a great message, and it's about taking great video. And that's the thing. Everyone can take great video. Those people took great video. Those people took astounding little moments that they have in everyday life. Now, there are tricks that it takes to learn those types of things, but the point is that it's cheap. The only thing really there that will get you in terms of production will be editing. And really, it's more time because you need to know the tools of editing. We'll get to that a little bit later, but I really want you to take away how something like that was sent internationally and it caused waves. That thing has got dozens of millions of views, so many millions of views that the fact that they're probably laughing around their tables thinking we spent nothing on that thing is just incredible. This is one that was created by ASAC. It's about substance abuse, and this is a much smaller company. So I wanted to show you guys this so you can just see, like, it's not just big brands that are able to get away with that because they're known. This is another one that ran for about 3 months a few years ago and got a lot of attention. It actually made ASAC very, very popular after they ran this. And it is really just, that is just one shot. I mean, and the other thing is, again, this is where editing comes into play. If you're able to get stock footage, that's a way to get quality footage that you don't have to spend time going out to film. At that point, that would really and we'll talk about editing in a few minutes, but editing is really where it's going to come together, depending on if you're going to succeed in making great videos or if you're going to fall short. Because if you know how to edit, then you know how to take footage that is okay and make a fantastic video. So that is how you make videos with a low budget. So we talked about interviews, vlogs, behind the scene videos. Go ahead and take a second. Again, I'm going to send you guys a link. You're going to have all of this here. You're going to have hyperlinks, so you can just click on these. Cameras, you have a Canon camera, a Sony camera. That Sony camera, you can see there's about a $1,500 difference there. One camera is much better than the other. By much better, I mean that it gives you a crisper image. But anyway, all of this stuff you can go and look at. What I'm saying is that this package right here, you get all this stuff, you have all that you're going to need. And I know that that's what's intimidating whenever you're starting out with doing this thing. What equipment do I need? But interviews, vlogs, behind the scenes, particularly with vlogs, something that I want you guys, if you don't want to go with this, keep this in mind for vlogs in particular. You want to be on the go. You want footage that is going to be quick to capture. You want cameras that are easy to set up. You may see a $7,000 camera that, oh my gosh, that thing is beautiful. And trust me, I have been there before. But let me tell you, if you buy a camera that you are going to want to use for a vlog or an interview, you want to be in, you want to be out, and you have to take 15 to 20 minutes to set that thing up, then I can guarantee you, and I can tell you this from experience, you buy something like that, you are not going to want to go to a client site and spend 30 minutes to set it up. You are not going to want to go in the sweltering summer heat to set up your incredibly expensive camera. Get something that you can carry around. Guys, to be honest, I have worked on productions where people have been using their iPhones. You guys have heard that there are now movies that they're making with iPhones. You can do this stuff with your phone. All right, I've got a question here. If we purchase equipment for one type, can I use the equipment for other types? Here, I'll show you the stuff here for case studies as well. These, I would say you can buy all of this stuff. Buy the stuff for the case studies, yes. You can use that when it comes to an interview. I would just say, particularly with being portable, being on the go, the stuff that I have in number one is much easier. The stuff in number two, that is some equipment that you can carry with you if you have time to set up. Let's say you have some interns from LSU, and you're perfectly willing to put one of them on, and their whole day is going out and getting very, very high quality footage. They can spend a lot of time setting up great audio, more mics, not just these little lav mics. You can have everything done on a tripod. You don't have to be moving around. Go with the number two stuff. That stuff is much better for a production that you want to like really submit yourself in, try things over again and again. You want to be on the fly. Personally, I love doing videos on the fly. So I would say the number one package is probably better if you're starting off, but yes, if you go with the number one package, you can use it for number two stuff. So other questions. When do I need a green screen? I get a lot of questions about green screen. What are the hidden costs of a green screen? When do you need to soundproof a room? I would say that for what you're trying to do, I would say green screen is going to be way down the process. The amount of technical things that you need. Oh, wait, hold on. Are green screens better in sheets, or do we paint a wall? Okay. If you want to go with a green screen, I would want you to ask yourself, why are you using a green screen? I would say if what you are trying to achieve cannot be done outside in a great background, in your office. Think about how great it would be if someone could see you filming something in your own office. If you feel like all of that, no, you can't do that. That's not going to work for what we're trying to do. You want a green screen, consider this. First of all, I would say if you have the space, go with a wall, because you need a lot of space for a green screen. You need to dedicate an entire room to a green screen. And why is that? Because that whole green screen needs to be lit with probably 7 or 8 lights. So you need a wall or a sheet. If you use a sheet, you need even more room. Go ahead and call me. I'll give you my number, my contact information, because you could have an entire webinar on nothing about how in the world you set up this entire green screen. But you can be, I can be on the side and help you if you feel like that is absolutely what you need. But also consider when it comes to editing, how much time you're going to need to edit that. You will probably need a dedicated editor to doing nothing but green screen. But remember, all of this is, you can do it. Start practicing. At first, it's going to take some time, but like anything, it'll take time. But the thing is, do 4 of these videos, you get the hang of it, you are going to realize that you'll mess up a little bit, but the quality is going to improve immensely. You might not have ever used a video camera before, but you're going to be perfectly fine. Keep practicing. Every video is going to improve. It's much more important to put out videos and improve than wait until you figured it out and then produce videos. Because if you wait on video production, it's not going to happen. And consider this people that you like, the people that get big in this type of game, they put out a video every single week. That is your mission. Every single week, put out a video. It doesn't have the right titles. It doesn't look exactly like one to look. Put out the video. Because if people see it and they see it every Thursday, we know that company's putting out a video every single Thursday. That's what I'm doing on my lunch break. Make it happen though, but you do need a little bit of training. You've never worked with this before, particularly with editing. So let's talk about some training. To do this right, you're going to need the right software, and you need to master it quickly. And I can help you do that in half the time, because you can go on YouTube for tutorials. It is a mess. It is a headache to try and find the right stuff. So what type of software do you need? And then we can talk about the type of training that you can need to get this stuff in your head and out for people to see quickly. Adobe Premiere, the newest version, 13.1.2, is absolutely the best one to go with. And I mean, that's what I use, but that's not just it. You can go and look at reviews throughout. It is the type of thing, guys, I mean, Netflix uses Premiere to edit all of their material. Like it's not just for an amateur type of just wanting to play around making home videos. It wins Editor's Choice Awards because they are rated for being professional. You make all of these things right here. This is all the stuff that you get for $20 a month. This is for $20 a month, you get things that massive production companies in Hollywood use. And this is stuff that I am able to train you on. All right, it sounds like a lot, but the thing is, you start getting it under your belt bit by bit by bit. It gets a little bit easier, but it takes time to get started. Edit 2 to 4 camera angles at the same time. You make editing faster, how to make titles, transition, multi-track. You want to buy 2 cameras? Then you're going to need to learn how do we edit that in a way that isn't going to take 5 hours. How are we going to edit that in a way that takes 15 minutes? That's the type of thing that you can learn in this. How are you going to storyboard properly? How are you going to storyboard in a way that makes everyone understand what we are trying to film? How do we color correct? How do we sweeten the sound? Because the thing is, audio, you get it okay on set, it is not going to be easy to correct whenever you're back at the office. The art of editing goes far beyond the software. If you want to come to these classes, okay, I make sure that the classes are not huge, because if you have a small class, you make it so that you can sit with someone, show them how it's easier. It's hands-on. Guys, we do exercises. You are going to need to bring your iPhone, any camera you have lying around, because we are going to go out into the streets. We are going to film a video that you can take back for your company. It's in that way that it's interactive, and this is real-life application. You're not going to come here You're not going to come here and think, oh, I hope I remember that. You're going to leave with a video that you can put out and promote yourself. So you keep the training practical, and it's, like I said, it's a very small group, because at the beginning, you might have already started on a video that you need help with. We can help with all of that stuff, all right? It's not just theory. We're actually going to get out, and we're actually going to work on this stuff. So what I'm offering, and what I would ask you to consider is this. If you are able to have a 3-day class that takes you through all of these things. And like I said, in a few minutes, you're going to be getting something from us. It'll make it so you can see everything that you're going to learn. But if in 3 days, you can learn the skills that will be able to create a video as powerful as the type of thing that Google is putting out, would that be worth it? Would it be worth it to be able to make your small business that far ahead in the industry here in Louisiana? And I speak to that because most trainings that you go for, you're going to have to go like it's listing. New York, Boston, Philly, Washington, Orlando. I mean, great cities, but do consider a 3-day class for $1,500. You've got a large group of people. At that point, you better know the software on your own already, because you're just going to have to go with how fast people's PowerPoints is willing to go. It's not going to be tailored. You're going to have to get there. You're going to have to get a hotel. You're out of the office for, I mean, how long? And then the mental strain on that. But look, if you want to come to a local 3-day class, it's August 28th, 29th, and 30th. It is a small group. If you want to take time to talk about something you're worried about with your message of your company, something that you're worried about, you don't know how to translate your idea into a video, a small group makes it so that we can talk about that type of thing. That's why it's tailored. Obviously, there's no travel, no hotel expenses. You can work the day before, you can work the day after. Normally, this class for 3 days, it's $1,200. But look, for the people at the webinar right now, if you go online, you register for the class, you're going on Eventbrite, you're able to get part of the class, it's $975. The link that we send you is going to have all of this information. It's also going to have an availability for you to send you, another person, someone that you want to learn this in your company, so they can come back and say, guys, our videos, we got them. So what you will also get in this training is 3 50-minute sessions to prepare you for the class. That's sent to you, okay? I'm gonna share a screen and conference call only with you. I'll show you how to get ready, all the things to start doing. That gives you the confidence whenever you get into the class that you at least know the basics so that you can maneuver and learn questions about the technology. Tell me things that you're working on. Tell me things you want to work on, because I want to make sure that these 3 days are maximized for your company, for your message, for your ideas. So this is an additional 2.5 hours of training at the same price. And it is only available for you if you register by June 30th. So the resources page that I'm going to send you, it's got a PDF of this PowerPoint. It's got all of the notes and the techniques. It's got the PDF and the Word version of our 1-page production guide, the description of the 14 to 15 genres of the videos. Again, I'm going to give you all the tools in that class that show you what all those videos are and all the steps that you can take. Let's see. How do you feel? Let's see. We just got a question in that I'm going to, let's get through this and we'll get through the question. The Premiere software comparisons, the outline of the class, the coupon for the training discount, the link is going to be on your chat window here in a little bit. So I've got a question in here. It is, how do you feel about teleprompters? I can include in that document a fantastic teleprompter, and a lot of people do work better. I would say teleprompters are great. Before you get a teleprompter, I would ask you to, without a camera, or maybe get someone with an iPhone to practice with you whenever you're just in your office, because it's not a thought that people will have with teleprompters is, I get a teleprompter, I have the words right in front of me, that's all that I need. And I'll tell you right now, because I've used teleprompters, I've been in front of the cameras, it's taken me a long time to get used to being in front of cameras, and that doesn't go away with a teleprompter. So I would say practice a few times just with some paper that people hold up, get a few people in the room, get the pressure going. Get it so that you can see whether or not this is something that you really want to do. You might realize, and I've seen people realize while filming, do I even want to be the one in front of the camera? Because if there might be someone else in your company that feels more comfortable getting up in front of people and saying what it is that they want to say. So, but if it turns out that, yes, you're great, you want teleprompters, then get them. There are actually fantastic teleprompters, and I'll put this in the link, that you put right in front of the camera. You just hook it onto your tripod. I also have tripods in there that y'all can buy for $100, and they're very efficient. The only other thing you need with that is an iPad or an iPhone to make it projected for you. Another question that just came in, can we bring a project to the class? Of course. We're going to be going out and filming. We're going to be doing like real world applications of the things that we're doing. So I would say go out and film whatever you want to film. Have a project ready to go. Put titles in the project. Bring me a finished project. We'll work with that. You can bring a finished project and just say, look, I want this to be better. Can we talk about for 5 minutes how this can be better? We'll just talk about it, and then we can use your project, if you're comfortable with that, as an example for the rest of us. Let's see, another question. Can I really make a good video with my iPhone and a good mic? Okay. Look, earlier this year, my production company made a short film, and we wanted to try this out because there have been like 3 Amazon movies that came out with nothing but the iPhone. I've now done that. I've got experience in doing that. I just used my iPhone and an $80 rig that made it so that your footage is smooth. Yes, you can make, I feel like what we made is pretty good. We can send the link to that out as well. But yes, absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, Amazon is doing that now. Netflix is doing that now. They put a movie in theaters last year. Universal put one out. It was a horror movie. It was just filmed with an iPhone. I think with an iPhone, I would say especially with an iPhone, what you want to consider is, first of all, there's an app called Filmic Pro. You want to get that on your phone, but that's just technical. You need to have really great editing skills when it comes to iPhone videography, because the footage will not look like it does if you buy a camera that costs $1,500. So you want to pull people in a way, you want your message and your video to be structured around how you edit it. And that's very different than making like an interview. That's more like an intermediate type level of thing. That's something that we can talk about in the editing class, how it is that you take your idea that is much more editing focused, something with lots of cuts, very fast music, and how can you put your message into that format? Another question, can you help us with projects? Of course, if you want, like I said with the class, if you want to bring one in, if you would like, at Foxtail Productions, we help people with projects that they have, more of like a consulting area. If you have a project that you want coaching on, you feel like you need a little bit of help and just getting it to the next level. And the thing is, you probably have your project where it needs to be right now. You have all the elements in there. You just want to see a little bit of over-the-shoulder help that gets what you need going in the right direction, then we can absolutely do that for you. You can see on the screen right here, you can reach me, Nathan Velasquez, at 225-454-7550. I've got to actually go do a second webinar here soon. So guys, come to the class, send me an email. We'll send you out the link. I cannot thank you guys enough for being a part of this. This is incredible. If you want to get in touch, I'll email all of you guys. You'll have my information. I would love to help as many of you as need help on your videos. Video production is the most revolutionary form of media going on right now. It is outstanding the way that things are going, and it's outstanding that we can do it. We can do it with our companies. It could be just you and your company. You could have 15 people. You can rival the big guys, okay? You can make it happen with video production. Again, thank you all so much for joining.